Chapter 1, Smoke on the Wind. Kaya sat with Speaking Rain and some younger children on the dry yellowed grass by the stream that wove its way across a prairie. For the first time in a long time, Kaya and her sister played with their dolls. At the end of summer, Nimíipuu women and girls worked hard to collect as much food as possible before cold weather came. Kaya couldn't work with the others because she was still mourning for her namesake, Swan Circling, and her sad feelings would spoil the roots and berries. Instead, she helped in other ways. Today, she'd been busy carrying water, gathering wood for the fires, and sweeping around the teepees. Then, as the sun had grown hotter and hotter, she and Speaking Rain were given the job of looking after their little brothers and some other small children in the shade of the pines. "Let's pretend we're setting up a camp," Kaya suggested, and the children nodded happily. First, Kaya made split willow horses so that the little boys could play roundup, but she made a fire ring of pebbles so that the little girls could pretend to cook with their miniature woven baskets. After that, she set up a small teepee frame of willow branches and covered it with several old tule mats. The play teepee was big enough to hold several little girls, and they crawled inside with their dolls. Kaya and Speaking Rain lay at the teepee entrance. As Kaya smoothed the delicate fringe on her doll's dress, she caught a glimpse of brown deer digging camas with the other women. It had been many snows since her hard-working older sister had played games like this one. Kaya knew that someday she would be too grown up to play with her doll. And although she wanted to be strong, responsible, and a leader of her people, right now she was grateful to enjoy this game with the children. After the salmon runs were over on the big river, Kaya's band traveled here into the foothills of the mountains to dig roots, pick berries, and hunt. Speaking Rain would spend part of the year with her Salish mother, who had saved Speaking Rain's life when she was separated from the enemies who held her captive. But until spring, the sisters would be together. Now, Kaya's strongest fear was that she'd never see her beloved horse again. Although Tota told her to choose another good mount of her own, she was certain she could never love another horse as much as she did Steps High. As Kaya thought of her horse, she put a toy horse made of a forked stick into Speaking Rain's hands. "Will you hold this so I can hitch up the travois?" Kaya asked. "Your doll can ride the horse when we got the travois loaded." Speaking Rain held the stick horse steady between the poles of the little travois, but instead of smiling as the other children did, she frowned. "The smell of smoke on the wind is growing stronger," she said. "You've got a nose as keen as a bear's," Kaya teased. She thought that because her sister was blind, her sense of smell was especially sharp. Speaking Rain lifted her chin and sniffed again. "It smells like a grass fire," she said. "Is the new one burning?" Kaya shaded her eyes and gazed across the prairie. To the west, the sun blazed above red clouds massed at the horizon. To the east, a thick haze hung low over the Bitterroot Mountains, which she had crossed with two hawks after they escaped from their enemies. When she drew a deep breath, smoke stung her nose too. She licked her lips and tasted ash on her tongue. In this hot, dry season, lightning set many fires in the fields and forests, but she didn't see any new plumes of smoke in the surrounding hills. "Fires always flare up towards sundown when the wind rises," she said. "Are you in trouble, little sister?" I am troubled," Speaking Rain admitted. "Fire is like a mountain lion. You don't know when it might attack." "I'd be troubled too, if our scouts didn't always warn us of dangers," Kaya said. "But our scouts are on the lookout for many things besides fires these days," Speaking Rain reminded her. Kaya knew her sister was right. The scouts always kept watch for anything that might endanger the people, but now they were scouting out game trails and salt licks too, and the best season for elk hunting approached. When Kaya thought of the elk hunts, she felt a shiver of pride. Tota was one of the most experienced hunters, and the men had asked him to serve as headman for the hunts. Tota's Waikin, a wolf, had given him strong hunting power, and the hunters needed to kill many elk to feed everyone through the long, cold season to come. The elk hunts would also be a chance for Cut Cheek to prove his worth as a provider, so that he and Brown Deer would be allowed to marry. Speaking Rain cocked her head. I hear horses coming this way, she said. Kaya heard the hoofbeats too and got to her feet. They're coming slowly, she said. The horses would be galloping if scouts were bringing a warning. Soon Kaya could see a line of men riding out of the woods on the far side of the prairie. They were followed by women and children on horseback, pack horses, and other women whose mounts pulled loaded travois. Their dogs trotted alongside the horses, wagging their tails as the camp dogs rushed out to meet them. It's a hunting party that went over the buffalo trail last year to hunt, Kaya said. Come on, let's welcome them back. The children didn't need urging. They were already hurrying to meet the buffalo hunters and the women who'd gone along with them to run the camp and prepare the meat. Kaya grabbed Speaking Rain's hand, and they ran to greet them too. After everyone had greeted the hunters and the dry meat and hides had been distributed, the young men took their horses to the stream. When the horses had drunk their fill, the men splashed them with the cool water, then let them dry themselves by rolling in the grass. Kaya and Speaking Rain eagerly joined their young uncles, who always brought news and stories. Tatlo, growing big and long-legged now, left the milling dog pack and pressed himself against Kaya's legs. Jumps back tugged Kaya's braid to tease her. He was a short, easy-going fellow with a big grin. After Brown Deer turned him down in the courtship dance and chose Cut Cheek instead, Jumps back had said he hoped she was happy with her choice. Kaya liked him for that generous thought. We've been gone so long, you girls are almost grown up. Jumps back said, I bet the boys serenade you with their flutes. Not me, Speaking Rain said with a giggle. Not me, Kaya echoed her sister. Do your cousins still call you that silly nickname, Magpie? Jumps back asked, nudging Kaya's arm with his and laughing. Kaya laughed too. Nobody calls me Magpie anymore, except once in a while, she said. These days she rarely heard the nickname she'd gotten when she neglected the twins and whipped women swish all the children for her offense. But to change the subject, she pointed to a young stallion getting to his feet, bits of grass stuck in his black mane and tail. I haven't seen that bay before. He looks fast. He is fast, Jumps back said. I chased him hard on my best horse to get a rope on him. 4 sleeps ago, we came upon a few horses led by a rogue stallion. He drove off his herd before he could get close, but this young stallion hung back from the others, and they gave chase. He'd been driven off by the older horse, I think. I didn't know there was a herd of untamed horses in this area, Kaya said. Some seem tame, Jumps back said. We think they're Nimíipuu horses. We're going to try to find them again before the snows come. Kaya's pulse sped. Nimíipuu horses, she exclaimed. The one stolen from us last year? Was my horse one of them? Sepsai has a star on her forehead, remember? Hearing the excitement in her voice, Tatlo gazed up at her, his tail thumping against her leg. Jumps back rubbed his forehead as he thought hard. I'm not sure, he said. There were a few spotted horses in the herd, but I didn't get a good look. I guess I'm hoping for too much, Kaya said with disappointment. I last saw my horse in Salish country. She couldn't be back in these mountains. Don't be too sure about that, Jumps back said kindly. A stolen horse can stray off if it isn't tied to another horse while it gets accustomed to the herd. Your horse could have strayed off and headed back this way, maybe searching for you. If we can track down those horses again, we'll find out. But Kaya was almost afraid to hope it would. hurt so badly to have her hopes dashed. Instead, she asked Many Deer, one of her uncles, did you make any good trades in your travels? We met up with some hunters from the north, Many Deer said. He was known as a good hunter, but was even better known for a short temper. They wanted to trade for our best horses, but we refused. Instead, we traded a pack horse for 3 buffalo calfskin robes and some rawhide rope. That was a good trade. His broad face flushed as he boasted. And I got something that's they say came from the east, maybe from men with pale, hairy faces. Look here. He opened his pack and took out a red and white bead, holding it out for Kaya to examine. It's pretty, Kaya said hesitantly. She remembered her grandmother's warnings about dangers from pale-faced men. Speaking Ring was stroking Tatlo. Kaya took her sister's hand and guided her fingertip to the bead. It's smooth, Speaking Rain exclaimed. Maybe Brown Deer could sew it on a gift she's making for the wedding exchange. Kaya leaned forward to take a better look at the pretty bead. Would you trade it to me for a basket of dried salmon eggs? She asked Many Deer. At that moment, Tatlo thrust his muzzle into Many Deer's pack, seized a small bundle in his sharp teeth, and shook it. Many Deer aimed to kick at Tatlo and caught the dog in the chest, sending him tumbling. Stay out, he hissed. My dog, Kaya cried, but Tatlo wasn't hurt. He lunged to his feet and placed himself between Kaya and Many Deer, baring his teeth and growling, ready to protect her at any cost. Many Deer stepped back and put away the bead. Forget it. Magpies have a lot to learn about making a trade, he said scornfully. You're right, Kaya said quickly. She held Tatlo firmly by the scruff of his neck and tried to think what swan circling would have done in a situation like this one. I'm sorry my dog got into your pack, Kaya said after a moment. Don't let that spoil your homecoming. Jones back tapped Many Deer on the shoulder. Come on, he said to the bad-tempered fellow. We're tired and hungry. The boys will look after our horses while we eat. As they walked away, Jones back glanced at Kaya with a look of approval that said she handled this tense moment well. Kaya took a deep breath to settle herself. More and more lately, she'd been thinking about swan circling, the young warrior woman who gave Kaya her name. Kaya realized that her thoughts were now lighter when she remembered her hero. Perhaps sad feelings would no longer spoil the food that Kaya gathered. She wanted to talk over her thoughts with her grandmother. Towards sundown, Kaya found her grandmother and Brown Deer cutting tule reeds in a marshy place at the edge of the prairie. They bent low to cut off the tall reeds. Here you are, granddaughter, Kautza greeted her. Come bundle up these tules so we can take them to the village to dry. Kaya carried an armload of tules to a sandy spot and wrapped cord around them. Kautza, I've been thinking, she said. Have you been thinking how to make your dog behave better? Kautza asked with a smile. I saw Many Deer kick Tatlo when he got into the pack. Was there anything her sharp-eyed grandmother didn't see? Kaya said. I was angry about that kick, but I apologize for Tatlo. Tots! Kautza said, you must treat everyone well if you want to be a leader like your namesake someday. It's easy to be kind to a pleasant person, but it takes strength to be kind to an angry one. Now tell me what else you've been thinking. As she spoke, she cut more tules, passing them to Kaya. I've been thinking a lot about my namesake, Kaya said, careful not to say the name of the dead out loud. I mourned her death for many moons, and I think my heart feels lighter now. Are you sure? Kautza asked. I'm sure, Kaya said. Kautza stood up, put her hand on Kaya's shoulder, and looked into her eyes. If the time of mourning has passed in your heart, will you join us to pick berries? Kaya said firmly. My namesake was always a strong worker. I want to live up to her name. Tots, let's take these tules back to the village, Kautza said. We need to fix our evening meal. Brown Deer straightened and slipped her knife into the work bag on her belt. We need your help with the berries, sister, she said as they picked picked up the bundles of tules. Brings word told us this will be the last time she leads us in the berry picking. She's getting too old and her eyesight is failing. She feels it's time to find someone to take her place. Who do you think would be a good leader? Kaya knew that for quite some time, the women had been talking about who would replace Bring's word. She'd been thinking about it herself. I think her mother would be a good leader, she said without hesitation. Itza is very considerate of others, and she's a good judge of where berries are thickest and when they're ready to be picked. She always leaves some of the bushes, so there'll be more the next season. But shouldn't the next leader be one of our chief's own daughters? Not necessarily, Kautza said. Though she carried a heavy load, she walked with vigorous strides. To soar like an eagle isn't the son of the old chief, but he's the wisest and the bravest among our men. That's why the council selected him to lead us. He showed his courage when he was very young, didn't he? Kaya asked. She loved to hear stories about warriors and their deeds. Kautza agreed. As a young man, he was hunting buffalo when a prairie fire swept across the plains toward the hunting camp. The horses bolted and ran away. There seemed to be no escape from the rushing flames. The men were sure to be killed, but the soar like an eagle quickly set a fire of his own and burned a patch of the dry grass. Then he and the others laid down on the hot ashes, and the prairie fire passed around the burned-off place. He saved many lives that day. Kaya frowned in concentration. She tried to imagine standing her ground in front of a wall of flame in order to set a backfire. Would she ever be able to think so fast and act with such courage? To soar like an eagle is very brave, she said. He is brave, but above all else, he's just and he's generous, Kautza added. She slipped a bundle of tules off her shoulders and placed it near the doorway of their teepee. Wait here a moment. Granddaughter, she said as she ducked inside. Now it's time for you to wear this, Kautza said. Brown Deer and Kaya put down their bundles, too. In a moment, Kautza appeared again, the hat she'd woven last winter for Kaya in her hand. Kaya had planned to wear the new hat this past spring when she dug roots for her first food's feast, but because she was in mourning, she hadn't been able to dig with the other girls and women. Kautza had kept the hat with her own things. Soon we'll start berry picking, and after that, we'll go with the hunters on the elk hunts, Kautza said. You'll need much strength in the days ahead if you're to work as your namesake did to feed the people. Now it's time for you to wear this. She placed the hat firmly on Kaya's head. Katsi Yao Yao, Kaya said softly, touching the single feather that decorated the top. She was eager to join the others again. And when they went with the hunters farther into the mountains, she might find her horse again, too. She narrowed her eyes as the evening wind carried more ash from distant fires. I'm ready, Kautza, she said.